Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson on this beautiful, lovely songbird singing morning out here in the Redlands in Miami, Florida. I am getting ready to start doing some wonderful fertilizing here, and I am doing it with none other than backwards Palmer's Fertilizer. Now, I'm doing this video for two reasons. Number one, because you guys have been asking me, you want to see more fertilizing. Number two, I've never used Palmer, so it'd be a good thing to do a video about it and talk about this product, because I've known about this product since back in the day when Blanca started. She bought a bag from Palmer's Orchid upstate. I think they're in Tampa, Florida, or in that area vicinity. I believe they're the creators of this fertilizer. I hope I'm not incorrect about this, but I do believe that this is their fertilizer. But this is what's great about it. It's a 14-214 that has CalMag and seaweed, kelp, for you guys that use organic or marine organic fertilizing. It does have the kelp, which you guys know it's amazing. It's a natural growth hormone. It's great to really for stress support. That's the main thing you want on your plants, especially when you have new plants. Like I just brought back 40 plants from a big haul. I need to bring down the stress level, and this is one product that will give it to you. Now let me focus here, because I noticed that there we go, the bright light was throwing out the detail. So anyways, this is also has one of my favorite things, which is CalMag. And you guys, I've told you time and time again how great CalMag is when your plants are going to go through some stressful period, like when it got cold or when it got really hot last summer. We had heat waves that were crazy. You want to hit it with CalMag before any of that happens, or after it happens. Like when I had my cold incident here, I did CalMag, and that's why everything is still pretty green. This helps a lot. So you can use CalMag by itself, or you can use Palmer's with CalMag. And now CalMag has several different elements that they're essential for, like the chlorophyll of the leaves of the plant. It actually gives that leaf that robust green color without leaving like the yellowing and the tips and all that. Sometimes it's lack of chlorophyll, so the actual CalMag will bring that in. Like the calcium and CalMag, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit fast because I'm running through time. I want to get everything watered down. I do water everything before I start fertilizing, and then I fertilize, and I add a little bit of palm olive soap, liquid soap, into the fertilizer, so it just runs everything smoothly through the roots. It doesn't hurt the plant at all. It helps the fertilizer. It's sort of a catalyst to deliver the fertilizer evenly through the plant. So you want to focus. People say, drench your whole plant. I think the roots is the most important thing. I do wet everything, but the roots is the most important thing. You want it to absorb all those nutrients. So calcium in CalMag strengthens the cell walls, and it also is great for root tip. So with everything that I've been mounting on all my branches, that's going to help those root tips adhere strongly into the wood and help it grow faster. And then the magnesium is the one that gives you the greener leaves, right? Now, it also has, one of the things that a lot of people have been talking about this, which I love, is that it doesn't just do one thing. It's not like your regular MPK. It actually helps the roots and it supports blooms. So it does both. Like usually you have to do one thing and then do the other, or add them yourself. Well, with this, you have both. And the results is you get less weaker spikes. That's what I've heard, and then in my mind I'm thinking, well, I've had those combinations, and for sure the spikes are going to be way stronger with this product. So today we're going to try it out. We're going to see how well it works, and the proof is in the pudding. Isn't that what I always say? But anyways, I'm really excited about this. I'm super excited that it has kelp, honestly, because the kelp is, like for repotting, for mounting, all that kind of stuff. It reduces so much of that stress on the plant, and it's more resilient plant during the heat and the cold. Oh, Lewis is there. With that, I leave you guys. Let's go make some food. All right, guys, I have to rush this through only because we have a limited time amount of space to fertilize. I just watered everything. It did take me quite a while because there's a lot to water, and you need to do that just to hydrate the roots of the plant. You don't want to shock it immediately while it's dry, which is pure fertilizer. You want it, to acclimate into the root as far as into just spraying fertilizer. So try to pre-moisten. You don't have to be there sitting water therapy. Just mist lightly the roots and make sure that it has some moisture in it. So let's go ahead and do our, I didn't think this through. Let me go get my scissors. Magic of editing. You guys don't have to wait. So anyway, let me not open it all the way. There. So it's like it almost looks like those beaded ice creams. I have to kneel, I'm sorry, because it's the only way I can get the camera not to get the sun straight at it. So anyways, one of these 5 cc's equals to 1 teaspoon. So we're going to put, this is a 4 gallon. So today we're only going to use, I'm only going to use 2 gallons. So, because I don't want to make it too heavy. So we take a heaping teaspoon of this. Now I have a net or a catch net here that I could disintegrate the product into the sprayer. Oh, I didn't have a good grip on that. I was like, so anyway, the other thing I wanted to cover is don't mix anything else with this. Do it like I'm just doing this because I want to see how good this product is. And I know it's good. I just want to see the actual effect without any alterations or any other combination of fertilizing cocktail that you guys like to experiment out there with, including moi. So I'm going to put this aside, fill this up now, because knowing me, I will spill it. Between the concentration of trying to do this. So to avoid an accident on film. Oh, wait. Again, didn't think this through. Got to turn on the hose. It almost got me. There would have been water everywhere. All right, so I'm going to fill it to, let me see, 2 gallons would be about 8 liters. So 8 liters of water to this 4 gallon sprayer. So it's about half of the amount that you can actually put in here. But thing is, if you put it on your back and you have too many, if I'm only doing, let's say, 1 round, I would definitely fill it up to the top and do it. But when you have to do 6 of these, it's best not to throw your back out and just do half of it. It's much safer. So Maria, again, thank you for such a great birthday gift. I don't know if it was birthday, anniversary, it doesn't really matter. It was a great gift. I've been wanting to use this product for such a long time now. And it's one of those things, when you're overly saturated in going to all these shows, and I'm constantly going to OFIs and I'm seeing all the supplies, it's that I'll get it next time thing. Like, oh, I'll get it next time because you get comfortable with what you're using. So since this has all of those elements, Maria may have just shifted me into possibly just using this because I don't have to add all that other stuff. So anyway, let me see. It really does mix it well in there with the little screen. A viewer of mine said, it's better if you, because I always would take out the screen, and she says, it's better if you leave the screen in there. That way you don't have to shake it and mix it. I'm like, it's the little things. All right, guys. I'll see you when I'm backpacking and spraying. All right, guys, the lighting isn't that great because it's already 11 o'clock. This is way too late to fertilize, but when I do videos, it takes this long to set up and all that. For all purpose of video making, we're gonna let it slide by. They're still gonna be fertilized, but the ideal time is early in the morning, around 8 o'clock with the latest. I would be fertilizing, but we're gonna go with this. I've done it before. It still works. It will take and I just pre-washed everything, so they're all ready. So basically, you just mist the whole plant. Now, some of them do have blooms. So you're gonna wanna try, like in this case, I have an adjuster here on the side, right here. And this will give me like higher power or lower power. So if you can get yourself one that does this, you can control some of the heavy overspraying. Now, these are my paphiopedilums. And as you guys know, I've talked about fertilizing, and Mr. Frank Smith, Carl Smith, gave me such an amazing advice that I've been using for a while. And I gotta tell you, problem solved. My paphiopedilums were getting burnt on the tips. He said, fertilize them early to mid-spring and stop around May. Once May comes, stop fertilizing and keep them in which I still have to do that. He told me put a dish under them and keep water, which that's how he keeps his. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start investing on some dishes and keeping them on water, because I am noticing a major difference on the 3 that I'm trying. The leaves look amazing. I had one that was dehydrated from being stored away too long, and my God, that plant has really, look at this. And it's giving me new growth. This came from Lee's Orchids. See? And if you guys remember, this poor thing, if you go, I'm spilling all the water. If you go back to the video where I showed, I can't remember what video that was, that I found this and another orchid from Lee's Orchids in Hawaii. And I had brought these back, and they were inside a plastic bag. They were bag babies in a regular like shopping bag inside my room for 3 or 4 weeks, I think it was, with no water, no light, no nothing. And so the leaves got really, really white, but look. It gave me that little tiny baby right there. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, Lee's plants are very strong, but also the care for them is very important, because if you give them the proper care, that's when you start seeing, you know, things that you normally see on high-end nurseries, and you say, why don't mine look like that? And that's what it is. It's those tiny little things, like putting a dish of water on paphiopedilums to maintain that moisture, especially here in Florida. If you're going to keep them outdoors like I do, they will dry up a lot faster. So I always like to start with them first to get them in as early as possible, because I know they are sensitive to salt. So I start with this whole section, which is dendrobiums, cattleyas. They're kind of all mixed in here, and paphiopedilums. I really love paphiopedilums. I got to do which, by the way, guys, guess what's coming soon? I might as well break the news here, because it's a very short video and I'm not going to have much more to show you than, I mean, once I show you how I'm spraying the orchids, how much more do you need to see? Unless you want me to do it like dancing merengue or something like that. Because I do that sometimes. So I wanted to tell you guys that I started designing finally my new t-shirt collection. It's going to be, it was worth the wait. I've learned new things with new programs and new ways of doing things. I'm a Photoshop expert. I did it for 26, no, not 26 years. What are you saying? Like 18 years when I worked for Macy's and Burdines. And so now with the new technology, I was kind of afraid of it, but now using that new technology with my old technology and kind of merging them, I'm in heaven. I can't wait to show you guys the shirts. Because the first shirt I did, which is the Orchid Society, I went the old route, the old way that you do it. You know, you actually create, you take a reference, you create something on the computer, you silhouette it, you put one on top of the other. But no, life has made things so much easier and more perfected. So the shirts are gonna be absolutely beautiful. And I'm doing them in a way that when you wear them, there's elegance to it, and it's not just like a tourist shirt or something you find in a t-shirt shop. It's gonna look very, very elegant, pretty much like the first one that I did for the Orchid Society. And I just unveiled to the Orchid Society our t-shirts. Those will not be going on sale. Those are exclusive to our Orchid Society. The other ones were supposed to be that, and they turn into something else, but it's okay. it actually opened the gateway for me to do all these other designs. So don't worry, there's lots of beautiful designs. I will show them. I will probably, like, should I show you some here? Okay, let's show you. Here, I'm gonna stand in the middle and I'm gonna put some in around me, or I'll just cover myself, it doesn't matter. But you see, guys, I've been very busy in the background. You guys don't see all the work that happens. That's when I tell you guys I am extremely stretched out. It's because I'm doing all these things. I was up till almost 2 in the morning doing some of the logos that you're seeing there, finalizing them, and I'm still not finished. I still have to run them through my Photoshop program, tweak some things, and just finalize it to where I'm very happy, and then the collection shall come out. But I'm giving you this teaser so you guys can start getting excited. And if you really like what you see, please leave a comment below. That way I know it's worth all the work and worth going forward to having them printed and mailed out to you guys. So if this is something you guys really like, I mean, I love them. I'm definitely gonna print some for myself and wear them. But if you guys think these are shirts that you really would like to wear, let me know. And I will produce more and more because I never run out of ideas. All right, I will see you on the flip side. Let me continue feeding my babies. All right, guys, I'm done. I finished. It took me 6 containers to do everything, including my quick tent and the ones on my trees and everything in the greenhouse, as well as in the porch or terrace. And I also got my Hoyas. So I gave everything a bath with that Palmer's Orchid. Trying to see where I left the bag. Anyways, the Palmer's Orchid Special Mix. I'm going to review it. What I'm going to do is, this is my first application. I'm going to wait a month, do another application since we're still around spring, and then wait about 3 weeks, and I'll see more or less the effects of the fertilizer, and I will give you guys a full review on my not experiment, because I'm not experimenting, on my results. That's the word I'm looking for. So anyways, I was thinking, since it's such a short video, there's not much to show you while I'm spraying, it's just me spraying. What if I show you a mini what's in bloom? Because I have a lot of things in bloom and I haven't really had a chance to give you guys one because obvious reasons. I've been traveling and showing you guys other places. So let me turn this around and look at some things, because part of those designs that you're seeing are from my greenhouse. Most, not all, but most of the flowers that I'm using are designed. Some are some that I photographed out in the shows that have really captivated me. And I'm using those also as maybe not the actual, let me rephrase that. Maybe the photo that I take, I'll alter it a little bit to create more of an illustration of it. I think I like more the illustrations, but I'll do some realism as well, a little bit for everybody. But this way you get to see where my inspirations are coming from. Now, I have a Phalaenopsis parishii, Chia Gua Long, I think is how you say it. That is a very, very hard Vanda or Phalaenopsis to bloom. It's a very difficult one because it needs a lot of fertilizer, it needs a lot of TLC. It's very resilient to, not resilient, it's very stubborn to push out a bloom. So I've been able to bloom this Vanda. I would say this is maybe the 4th or 5th time, but it hadn't bloomed in a long time. It was a gift from Teresita for my, I think it was my 2nd year anniversary. And I took that and made one of the logos. So not logo, but design for the shirt. So that way you can see where the inspiration is coming from. So not only am I working with new filters and technology and illustration programs, I'm also being, I was gonna say captivated, inspired by my greenhouse. And I think it makes it more personal. So let's turn this around and look at some blooms. All right, since I was talking about the Phalaenopsis, I'm a little bit out of breath because I've been doing so much so quickly that when I start filming, it's when I'm actually the calmest, so I'm trying to catch my breath. So this is the Phalaenopsis, you guys. This is the one that I used for one of my arts. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. I got this from Terry several years ago, and she got it from, oh my god, my hands are so dirty, sorry guys, there we go. My hands are disgusting. Phalaenopsis Pericia escascenda guachialong. So this one, which has a long name, came from Lady Vanda. And she was like ranting and raving about this. She says, you know, it's a difficult one to bloom, but if you can bloom it, you're going to love it. It's a cluster of beautiful cranberry and yellow. And it's like, no brainer. So thank you, Terry. Now you guys have seen these. These are from my recent haul. These are all the ones that I got from Pam's. And look, they're starting to open, which by the way, this wasn't open when I showed the haul. The Spectabile. Dendrobium Spectabile. There it is. My favorite dendrobium flower. I finally own one that opens, because remember I said I have one very similar to that size and it has not bloomed for me since I got it. Well, I lied. It's bigger than that one. And no flowers. So do you see that? Copy it. So anyways, she's beautiful. She really is a beautiful plant, but never has given me any blooms. But I did get this one from Pam, and look how beautiful these blooms are. They're so regal. They look like little aliens. Come here, you little alien. Wait, 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 wait. Very excited that I finally get to own one of these. Oh, and look at on the blue sky. How beautiful that looks. Just adorable. You know, does it have a tag? No. But I'll put it under there. And this one also that I showed you guys, it had just started blooming. It had 2 blooms. Look how pretty. It keeps giving bloom after bloom after bloom. Another amazing cranberry and yellow flower brought to you by Orchids in Bloom. Xin Fong Dong. So I don't even know which is the best way to show. I guess this way. Look at all those flowers. This was, Pam told me, no, you don't have this one. And I thought I did. And then when I looked, it's similar, but this one's more saturated. The red is deeper, is not an ombre like the other one that I have, which has stopped blooming. These were also opening, I believe, when I presented them, the Hawaiian Princess, no, Prominence. Hawaiian Prominence America. And this one, I already have one, but I'm gonna put this and the other one together in a basket, a hanging basket from Roxy, a white one that she gave me that's gorgeous. And there's a Kellyleas. Some of the flowers are going. All right, let's see something that my smilies are looking a little bit wretched. I did take a great picture of this, and I have one for a t-shirt design. I just don't know if people are really gravitating to this flower, but I love the way the design came out. It was perfect. It was something like this. And then on the bottom it says Nature Now. So these first few designs that I'm going to do on the t-shirts are going to be the actual Nature Now brand t-shirt. So they're going to have my name. But later on in the future, I'm going to do some that are going to have the name probably really small somewhere, and it'll be more about the art. So these new shirts, since they're really the first ones I'm ever going to start putting out, I think it was more adequate to start with the brand of the video, which is the reason why I'm doing the shirts. And then further on, I will do more artistic shirts without any, or at least without such a large prominent brand. Now these came from Carl Smith, and look how many spikes this beauty has. This is, I just noticed there's more back here. My God, it's crazy. Now this is a Falcatum flavum, F flavum. And they have the one that's cranberry and yellow, but this is the one that's all like yellow. And look how many beautiful spikes this gave me. And I have to repot this. Do you see this? This was just placed in that pot, and look, it overspilled and it's just growing out. So that's why I tell you guys, sometimes we go crazy trying to find the right medium and the right thing to do, and they'll just overspill a terracotta pot and grow more beautiful than if it wasn't a pot. Look at those leaves, how healthy they are. They're not burnt, the tips are not burned, they're just perfect. And then I have these that are in pots that are struggling, so I'm gonna just let them crawl out and see if that works. Another one of my experiments. So I don't see anything else here. Oh, how can I forget? Which I was gonna put her down because now that she's blooming, and I heard J&J Unique Orchids had 2 of these, and I can't believe he actually was gonna sell them. He was like, I have 2 for sale, and I'm like, why is he selling? I would have kept them and probably propagate them. These are Vandas this Vanda you can't find almost anywhere. And I can't say you can't find anywhere because I just realized the other day that J&J had 2 and he put it online, and I almost called him to tell him I was going to buy it. He was selling them for $75, and I was so close to buying them both and bringing them here, and then maybe keep one, and the other one I was going to give as a major prize or something. But I said, Nelson, stop with the projects. You need to finish the 20 that you have already started, and then you can go to other things. All right, get finished with the t-shirts, finish with all that. I mount piles of ideas, and then I complain. So this is a beautiful Liam Singh. And unfortunately, the house that produced these beautiful orchids that smell extravagantly, oh, you are so delicious. It's like a lemony cream. I don't know. It just smells really good. Well, the house that produced that, cultivated these, and that actually were the main house that were selling these, I don't know if it was Thailand or Philippines, but it got destroyed. I think it was a storm, something destroyed it, and I think all they have left were the flask. So the flask, they take about 5 years to get back to this size. I've had this for a while, and it's a very, very slow grower. And I got this at Bangyang years ago. I think even before I started the channel, maybe. So it's an extremely slow grower, at least for me. The roots don't seem to be slow growing at all, so I keep twirling them around because they go all over the place. So I'm glad I was able to show you guys this one, because this is a treasure. Every time it blooms, for me, I get so happy. Because, you know, to know that this is such a difficult orchid now due to a tragedy, unfortunately, and that I'm doing so well with it, because that would be the worst thing, that you find out about something like that and then you're doing a horrible job keeping it, and you're like, oh no, I can't continue on the lineage. Now, this was an inspiration that Vicky had from my cones. You know how I do these? Which, by the way, look how great my Vanda, what was that? My Vanda cone is doing. Sounded like something fell. Well, she was inspired by that. Well, not the Vanda cone, but one that I did with Rinkin Stylist. And she did these beautiful little mini Vandas on a coney. She was selling them over at Ophi's a couple of years ago. I would say maybe 2 years ago. And Cherry Blossom, that was the name, Vanda Cherry Blossom. I don't know if I can show you guys. Oh no, I want to show you, but you're in a... I hate when they get in these bad spots that you can't even bend it, and I'm afraid... Oh my God. I'm trying to do it to where it always... There we go. Problem solved. Vanda Cherry Blossom. So, I fell in love with this one and brought it home, and look how many gorgeous little flowers it's given me this year. So I'm telling you, Vicky, man, she has a hand. I told her, you got to stop thinking of yourself as just an orchid seller. You're growing and doing beautiful art with the orchids and selling what you do. That's validating. I mean, look at that. After 2 years, and look how beautiful that looks. That's why I stand by Vicky 100%. Now look at this. It's orchid jungle in this jungle. This one's has such a beautiful fragrance. And I got this at Mount's Botanical Garden, which they are having a show this weekend. Unfortunately, I couldn't go. It's too far for me, and not all the time I get the chances to drive that far. And that's where J&J Unique Orchids will be, and I'm sure that Lion Sing is gone by now. It's a very beautiful flower. And then here is one of my cutest little buttons. This one comes from Conjuring Green, and this was named after his uncle, Suwat, that you guys have seen at the shows. I often interview him, and his sister usually is with him in the shows as well. Suwanafum Sunshine with Bangkok Sunset, which you can see, plus VMV Tannins, or Tannins, is it? Tannins. And look how beautiful. This little thing has bloomed so much. Unfortunately, I would say a year and a half ago, it developed a really bad case of fungus. I had to spray it immediately, and unfortunately, look, it got on these, but I did stop it, and the plant is fine. As you can see, she's blooming beautifully in one of Roxy's gorgeous 305 3D printed sleeves. I think this is what she calls a sleeve because they're bottomless. I love these. So it's a perfect little arrangement there with that plant. I love it. Conjuring Green, another one that has stupendous quality. If you guys go to the international shows, I encourage you to stop by the Conjuring Green booth as one of the first international booths you should visit, because they actually grow everything themselves through generational training through their uncle, and I think their father too, I'm not sure, or grandfather, and now they're going along, the brother and sister, and taking over the baton. And that's a beautiful thing when the family has that interest to continue the business, because not everybody's going to be interested in orchids, right? Just because they're beautiful doesn't mean you're going to want to run the business. Now this one is my most delicious smelling orchid. This is a Banyang fragrance, and I got this from him quite a while ago. It is an overlooked, underrated flower or underrated orchid. I gotta tell you, it's probably one of my strongest, best smelling, most incredible pattern distribution that I have in this greenhouse. And so every time she is in bloom, I pull her out, because this is what I do. I put all my vandas that are not blooming up there in the back to get them out of the way. They're very big. So when I start seeing anything coming out with a spike, I bring it out and I display it here like you saw me put the Lion Sing. So this one I put it low for a reason. The fragrance it has. Look at that flower, guys. Is that not a spectacular tone? You know what? I'm going to take pictures of you, little girl, and you're going to be an inspiration for my next design. You are really, really beautiful. How can I not show you? Or should I say, how can I not use you as an inspiration? I think just the 3 of those like that would look gorgeous. All right, now, remember we were talking about in Pam's, I don't remember the name. There's so many names for these. If I tell you, I just don't know which is the correct one anymore. But this is the yellow dancing ladies. And these are the ones that are very fragrant. This was on my areca trees. And unfortunately, it did not do well after a couple of years. Everything started overgrowing around it. I literally ripped everything out. It hurt me like in the pit of my belly button, like right behind the belly button. I felt like a knife was stabbing me back there. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about when you rip your orchids out of the walls because of the roots. Like that knife just going into the spine and just twisting. That's the feeling. And that's how I felt about this beautiful, beautiful dancing lady, because it would fill up my whole terrace with fragrance. And I had to take her out because she was dying, but look how she did with the tamarind wood. This is my tamarind wood. This is the first one I ever used. And look at this, guys. Look at how tough. This thing is so, it's been in pure harsh weather, rain, heat, cold, everything. Now the skin of the tamarind does start wearing out, but by then the roots have already taken over. So it'll kind of hold it all into place. But what an incredible wood to use. And I'm getting feedbacks from some of my viewers that are members. I gifted viewers that are from my local area that are members of the channel. I've gifted them some of the tamarind wood for them to mount in their collection. And I usually take it with me like to a show or an area or a place that I know we're gonna be at the same location. And like Sal, Matthew, oh my God, what's her name? She's one of the judges over at Fort Lauderdale, I think with the AOS. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name now. But anyways, I've heard great results, really good results. Now let's turn this noisy little thing down. All right, guys, here we go. Let's pull back here and just show you how spring has sprung. This is my little Zen place. I love phalaenopsis, whether they're standard or novelty. That's a nice little jingle. So anyways, I want to go nice and slow, romantically, because they are very romantic. But anyways, I don't even know why I'm whispering. But anyways, if you guys want to see these types, like those are all in my haul, and I've shown these before, but they look so beautiful in here all together. And that's what I really wanted to show you guys, how intense it looks when you have a variety of novelty phals. And excuse, like I know some of you newbies ask me, you know, about these white things. Here, with a little bit of water, I'm going to show you how clean they really are. Oh, there goes my light. You see? So it really cleans it. It's the leaves are perfectly clean, but unfortunately when we feed, and I just fed, it's going to have the highest percentage of spotting. Now as I water and rinse them out, you will see that the white spotting will be diluted. It doesn't go away 100%, but let's say if I have to put it in a show or something, all I have to do is get a nice wet or damp cloth and clean it nice. Please don't use those shiny sprays. The judges hate that, and I hate it too. It's horrible for the environment, and it's not good. Don't do that to your plants. Some people put a little bit, like a little drop of mayonnaise. I've done that, but I don't even do that anymore. I just do water. And if I see that the spots are a little bit too strong, I get a little bit of vinegar with the water, and then I pass it through, and it goes away. So that, by the way, I had it here because this is one of my favorite, and you guys asked for a lot. My Joy Fairy Tale Joy from Joseph Wu, the Palmer King. And I probably just got it wrong. It's probably, no, it's not Wilson. Because Wilson, see, this is why I get it wrong. Wilson sells Palmer, right? I have Palmer from Wilson. But so does Joseph Wu. And also Ching Hua. So I believe Joseph Wu is the king of those Palmer, which is all three. Hold on, I had a way to learn. Okay, petals, sepal, lip. God, I forgot the system. See, not even the system. But I believe these are petals. These are the petals, and the lip is actually a petal. In reality, it's a petal, but we call it a lip or labellum. And then these petals tend to mimic that. So that's what a paloric means. And I will always explain it, guys, because there's a lot of new subscribers. And when I look at my statistics to see what I'm getting a month of subscribers, it's right now around 118 new subscribers a month. So those people need to know. I can't just explain it once and never explain it again. Now this was from Pam's, and I just got to tell you, this is no, not Pam's, Udeli's. One spectacular tone. When she had these, they were flying off her shelf at the Wellington show, and I grabbed one right away. I told Terry, I go, I got to get one of those. I've never seen a phal like that. Look how beautiful that is. Unfortunately, those don't have names. This one does have a name, the Brownge, or I think it's Brownge, they call it. Yeah, Brownge teacup, which is brown and orange. Super pretty. I love these little tiny ones. I wish my light would work. Thing is, I've been using it a lot without charging. So unfortunately, this is the end. They really are gorgeous. I'll never be tired of phalaenopsis. So that's it, you guys. This is really doing beautiful, by the way. I got this, I think I got this over at Smith. I'm not sure. Either Smith or Orchids in Bloom, one of the two. But I remember getting it that last week, and it wasn't this this last haul. It was my last haul. But she is busting out, and as you can see, I kept it in the plastic, and it has new growth, lots of flowers. So guys, what is it that we're trying to achieve here with our orchids? Longevity, right? We're trying to keep them alive as long as possible. I understand that this looks horrid, and I understand that it's fun to take them out and put them in a new pot, but you know, do what I do. Just put them in here for a time being, set it and forget it, and let that orchid truly settle and acclimate. Remember, orchids are not on your time frame or schedule. They're very slow. Think of them as turtles. All right, so their growth, the way they grow is very slow compared to most plants in the plant kingdom. And so you have to keep in mind that that plant in that pot for 2 years is really the equivalent of maybe a little plant that you buy at Home Depot in a pot for about a year, or maybe less. So what you want to do is you want to just keep it in there and let it grow its way out. Once it grows its way out, it's going to start pushing its way and letting you know, like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here. And then that's when you change it. And by giving it what I fed, you know, something that will help the roots, like kelp, then you will avoid the shock. And then this little cutie, let me see if my light works, because she goes on and off as she cools down. There we go. Let's take advantage of it. This little cutie here is a tetraspis. Hold on, let me see. That did come from Smith, and I've had this for a very long time. I have to do one of my tags because the original, I lost it, which is like the hieroglyphica that I have over there. There goes the light. It's okay, you can still see it. But I love these, and they give so many on the ends, and they hang down like little dancing skirts. Look at this all the way down here. Just beautiful. It never ceases to amaze me how I could look at the same flower over and over, and I don't get tired of it. And my Brazilian fern, my how can I forget the name? Well, I'll put it underneath. This is one that I've had for, I would say, 7 years now, since I moved in here, and it was a little stick. It was something like this. And a friend gave it to me with a couple of leaves, and look at the size of her. Now she drops everything right before spring. It looks like she's dead, and then every year she gets fatter and more fuller. All right, I believe we have maybe a few more on my trees. Hey Savannah, you want to say hi, Mama? She's in the shade because it is It is breathing. You're full of, look at this. She's full of stuff. Where you lay, she lays down and starts rolling over all the leaves. Yeah, mama. What are you doing? Look at you posing. Strike a pose. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Strike a pose. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Ooh, she even gave me a yawn. All right, I have the moats tree right here. I call this a little moats vanda tree because moats of the vandas that are here are from the moats. And these are JVBs, crosses that I have that are really, really good. If you want to put vandas on your trees that are strong and could handle any kind of weather, these are the ones. And they come in all different colors, shapes, and sizes. I hate when I see these little dead ones because they make everything else look ugly. Look at that. That's perfect for one of my inspiration. Maybe I'll use you too, mama. So let's see who you are. Oh boy. Oh, by the way, do you guys see what I did? There's Spanish moss on the trees. There's no more dry roots. Everything is kept safe. The roots are not exposed into the sun. You know, it's always good to protect them, you know, because down here in South Florida, the sun is really, really strong. Now, I am glad I'm able to show you this because it's already starting to, oh no, not really. It's still doing good. My arachnus, guys, look how pretty she looks. Remember when I cut everything down from the top and brought it down? Now, it did suffer immensely with the cold weather because there's no way you can move this. So it dropped so many leaves. I thought it was just going to go bald. But here's the thing. These orchids, unlike what I was telling you over there, they are not turtles. They shoot up. These cane orchids tend to grow fast. And the way that you reproduce them, you basically, like, see how it starts grabbing here on the bark? You try to pull them out. Don't allow them to all stick in there because then again you're going to do that ripping and then again you're going to feel that knife. So you might as well just do it when it's early, that way it doesn't adhere too quickly. But this soon I'm going to cut, and this is a growth from the end that you cut. So once I cut here, this may or may not grow another piece, but then I'll take this piece and I'll bring it all the way down here. And so I'll do the same. Once I have a good amount up there, I'll wrap everything around with that. And then it looks healthy again and full of leaves. But look what a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. It's so different from all the other orchid flowers in the orchid kingdom because it actually does look like a spider. Thus the name Arachnis. And those tones are just delightful. Cranberry, yellow, and pink. Now this is a tree I've been putting like dendrobiums that weren't doing too well, and even my neighbor gave me this massive one. He says it was dying, and look, it's giving this new one here, so I can't wait for it to bloom, and I'm going to call him over and say, look, it's back. This one was also dying, and it gave me a new one with a spike. So trees are definitely the way to go when you have orchids, especially dendrobiums, vandas, and cattleyas that are not doing well. Put them on your trees. Here's another Josephine Vanbrugh hybrid. Look at how different this one is compared to the other one. This is one of the trees. This is one of my favorite ones to see bloom because she has all these different pink tones, and then that little area right in there, yellow and cranberry on the lip. It's like, when I saw the picture, I told Terry, I go, I'm taking 3 of these because if this is the way it's going to come out, I'm going to die. And the first flowers it gave like 1 or 2, and I'm like, this doesn't look like the picture. But I guess once it acclimated, look at the roots, they go all the way to the top. Once it acclimates and it anchors well, it'll just give you a display of beautiful orchid bouquets. And this is a Josephine Vanbrugh crossed with a Kawadi fragrance. Back back there is the one that we call Cher's Dream from David, that I had to end up putting here because it fell in the front, but it seems to really, really like it here. This dendrobium is so firm on this area here, it does not even budge. And look, of course they're a little bit gnarly because where it was hanging, it just wasn't a good spot for it. It was trying to look for a way around the tree, so I decided to put it here. And because the sun actually goes up here, and we're trimming, you know, we do trim a little bit, it's coming outwards. So I think this is going to be a very good spot for it. And I'm going to use that one for my pink, oh my God, what is it called? It's the dendrobium I got a lot of. Where am I going? There's nothing down here. Oh wait, there's one hiding here. She's been opening for the past week or so. Get rid of the last spike it had, because it's just literally just finished blooming. And look, it shot another spike with beautiful fluorescent magentas. Another beautiful, beautiful Vanda. And this one I got at Moats, but it didn't have a tag, so I don't know the name. But I could definitely tell you there's Josephine Vanbrero somewhere in there. That I don't doubt. A definitely beautiful Vanda, very strong, massively big. And I gotta cut some of these things down. Everything's becoming a jungle. But they seem, you know, the orchids don't seem to mind at all. They seem to actually love it. Little girl, I gotta clean you up. Come here. I don't like to see you. I don't like to see you like this. Why are you so, where did you go? Come here. You have sphagnum moss. I know where you were. You were in my workstation, work area. You were on top of the thing playing, weren't you? Guilty as charged. Why are you wearing sphagnum moss? Yeah, walk away because you know I'm right. And these, I love these little lilies. I planted this when we first started working here in the yard, and it took forever to acclimate. I didn't think it was gonna do well. I knew nothing about these. And I got them down the street from, down the street from where I live. I got them down at Chrome Avenue at one of the nurseries. And it's given the most beautiful blooms now for the past 3 years. It took a while to start blooming, but now every year around spring, it just shoots and shoots. Now, the thing about these is you gotta water them a lot. They do like a lot of water, and so it'll give you healthy flowers. All right, my friends, I think we're done. Yes, we're finished. You know, I'm not even gonna turn it around because I am so tired. No, let me not do this to you. I'll turn it around. All right, my friends, that is it. That is the end of this episode. We are done. I don't know why I'm singing so much today. I'm just happy because I'm getting a lot of things done, a lot of projects along the way. I get very stressed out when everything starts backing up and I start seeing things falling apart. I get very stressed out. So everything is falling into place and I'm very happy. I'm happy about the designs that was in the back of my mind, and finally I've had the time to work on them, work on projects that I'm doing, and work on making videos for you guys, because that is time consuming, but I enjoy it so much. So I will see you guys most likely at the Rare Plant Show. That is next week. That'll be on Thursday, and I will be showing you guys behind the scenes, so you get that free ticket pass on being the first to see what they're carrying. I'm going to try to cover as many booths as I can, but not too long of a video, because I have to release that video literally on that day, and I'm on the mercy of the Wi-Fi system, and most likely I may have to rush home to use my Wi-Fi system. So let's see how that works out. All right. Speaking of stress, but anyways, that's always fun to go over there. I'll be with everyone, having a great time, and then I may return on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure which one of those days. I don't know if even both days. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you, Maria, again for that beautiful gift of the Palmer's Orchid Special Mix. I really, really am psyched to use it. I've heard great stories, great reviews about it, and I don't know why it's taken me this long, but then again, It is what it is. All right, guys, where's my little girl? Oh, she's right behind me. I don't want to step on her. You want to say, come on, let's say bye together, Mama. All right, guys, until next time, I am Nelson. This is my little girl, Savannah, the huntress of this entire yard. She's always hunting. I will see you very soon. Huh? You want to say bye? Bye. We had Morris the other day. Now we have Savannah. All right, guys. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for sticking by. And remember to always, always keep it cuddly and keep it green. She can do this all day.